Each night, as your head sinks into the pillow and the world begins to fade, you make a choice without even realizing it. You hold in your hand a seed. One is black and thorny, filled with the residue of the day, worries about money, regrets about words spoken, fears about health, doubts about the future. The other is golden radiant, glowing softly with peace, hope, and promise. Every night, you plant one of these seeds. Most people scatter the dark one without thought, without awareness, and in the silent soil of the subconscious, it begins to grow. It sprouts into mornings heavy with dread, into days haunted by the echo of last night's anxiety, into a cycle where sleep itself becomes a rehearsal of sorrow. Perhaps you know this cycle well. You lie down, your body tired, but your mind restless. It replays mistakes. It amplifies problems. It imagines shadows larger than they are. And just as you drift off, you surrender your final thought of the day to fear. That seed slips quietly into the infinite field of your subconscious. And because the subconscious never argues, it simply says, "So be it." You awaken the next morning, not refreshed, but burdened, not renewed, but carrying the invisible harvest of the night. You may not see it at first, but your emotions, your choices, your interactions all carry the scent of the seed you planted. But listen carefully. There is another way. For just as the soil of the earth will grow thorns or roses with equal readiness, so too will your subconscious grow whatever seed you choose to sow. The field makes no judgment. The field makes no protest. The field simply receives. And here is the astonishing truth. The last thought before sleep is the most powerful seed you will ever plant. Because in that twilight state, between waking and dreaming, the soil is soft. The defenses of reason fall away. The conscious mind, busy with facts and fears, begins to dissolve, and the subconscious opens wide like fertile earth under the moonlight. Imagine then choosing the golden seed. Imagine cradling it in your hand as you close your eyes, a thought of peace, of wholeness, of success. A simple whisper to yourself, "I am safe. I am guided. Tomorrow brings blessings." That seed drifts gently down into the waiting earth of your deeper mind. And there, in the silence of the night, it takes root. The subconscious never sleeps. It waters that seed. It nurtures it with the infinite wisdom of life itself. As you rest, the golden thought becomes law. And when morning comes, you awaken not to the harvest of yesterday's fear, but to the blossoming of new strength, new clarity, new possibility. You see, you have always been a gardener of the night. You have always been sowing, always reaping. But now you awaken to the truth you can choose. You are not at the mercy of the day's worries unless you decide to hand them the seed of your tomorrow. You can place in the soil of your mind a decree of health instead of a sentence of sickness, of abundance, instead of lack of love, instead of loneliness. Close your eyes for a moment now and picture it clearly. 2 seeds in your hands. One black and thorny, pulsing with old fear. One golden and glowing, humming with peace. Which one will you release tonight into the soil of your subconscious? The choice is yours, and the harvest will follow. Every night is a new beginning. Every night is a new creation. Every night is the sacred planting of tomorrow. Say to yourself, plant peace. I plant joy. I plant love. I plant abundance. I plant healing. I plant freedom. And your subconscious, like a faithful gardener, will take these words and bring them forth. Remember, the last thought before sleep is the brushstroke that paints your dawn. So tonight and every night, choose the golden seed. Choose freedom. Choose life. Type in the comments below, I believe, because belief is the water. Belief is the sunlight. Belief is what makes the golden seed grow into the tree of tomorrow. You have been told again and again that your life is written in your biology, that your body is a machine of flesh and bone, ruled by chemistry, chained by genetics, bound by age. The materialist says, your DNA is your destiny. Your cells are your fate. Your bloodline is your prison. And so when illness comes, they say it is inevitable. When weakness appears, they say it is inherited. When years weigh upon you, they say decline is the only law. But deep within you, there is another voice, softer, but stronger it whispers, there is a higher law. Think of it like this. In one hand, a doctor holds book of anatomy. Its pages are filled with diagrams and statistics. It records what has been observed. It predicts what may occur. It declares the probabilities of sickness, the patterns of heredity, the mechanics of decay. But in the other hand, the metaphysician holds a different book. A book not of tissue, but of truth. Not of probability, but of possibility. This book proclaims that the mind commands matter, that thought shapes flesh, that the spirit writes upon the body. These two books stand face to face. One says, you are bound by biology. The other says you are free through consciousness. Who will you believe? Consider this. Even science has begun to whisper what the ancients already knew. Epigenetics shows us that genes are not chains, but instruments. They can be silenced. They can be awakened. They can be played differently, depending on the environment, both external and internal. And what greater internal environment exists than the atmosphere of thought you breathe each day? Picture your DNA as a rusted chain. For years it has been described as the unbreakable shackle of your destiny. But now see light pouring over it. The chain vibrates. It loosens. It changes. It becomes not a prison, but a harp. And the thoughts you think, the beliefs you impress upon your subconscious are the fingers of light that play this harp. Suddenly, the same strand that once imprisoned you becomes the instrument of your healing. You may have heard of stories. Perhaps you dismissed them as miracles or exceptions or anomalies. A man told he had only months to live, who instead lived decades, because each night before sleep he whispered, "Every cell of my body is bathed in God's light. I am renewed, restored, vitalized." A woman told her condition was incurable, who instead awoke whole because she planted in her subconscious the decree, "I am free. I am well. I am whole." The determinist will scoff. They will say, "Coincidence." They will say, "Spontaneous remission." But the metaphysician smiles, for he knows the law. Conscious thought impresses the subconscious. The subconscious directs the body and shapes the outer life. Which law will you live by? The lower law that binds, or the higher law that frees? Say to yourself, now I am not chained by my DNA. I am not bound by statistics. I am not a prisoner of biology. My mind is the master. My spirit is the source. My body obeys the decree of my inner word. Imagine again those two books. One, heavy with anatomy, dense with diagrams of decline. The other, radiant, its pages glowing with eternal truth. As you turn the pages of the spiritual law, they float upward and gently overlay the pages of the book of biology. The dark ink of limitation dissolves under the golden light. The body does not vanish, but it is rewritten. This is the higher law. This is the law Joseph Murphy taught, that you are not a victim of flesh, but the author of flesh. That your subconscious is not bound by biology, but biology is bound by the subconscious. Do not misunderstand. The body is real. The cells are real. The doctors do their best, but they see only one side of the book. You are invited to open the other. You are invited to read the chapter that says, by faith and repetition, you can re-script your destiny. Think of the man who every night before sleep chose the golden seed of healing. He ignored the statistics. He ignored the prognosis. He chose instead to impress upon his subconscious the decree of life, and the body, being the obedient servant of the mind, responded. The illness shrank. The cells renewed. The organs strengthened. His very DNA seemed to sing a different song. This is not fantasy. This is law. This is the law of consciousness, the law that sits above biology like the sun above the earth. So tonight, as you lay down to rest, remember, you are not the helpless child of your DNA. You are not the prisoner of age. You are not the slave of statistics. You are the sower. You are the one who holds the seed. You are the author who writes upon the scroll of your subconscious, and that scroll becomes the body, the health, the destiny you live tomorrow. Choose the higher law. Speak the decree. Plant the golden seed. When you close your eyes at night, there is more at work than silence and darkness. Deep within you, an architect begins to move. A builder rises from the shadows of thought. A silent surgeon takes up his scalpel of light. This is your subconscious mind, and it never sleeps. Picture it clearly, a vast construction site inside you. At the center, a glowing table, and upon it lie the blueprints of your beliefs. Whatever plans are laid there, whether drafted in fear or drawn in faith, the builder follows without question. The subconscious never debates, never criticizes, never delays. It simply obeys. If the blueprint upon the table reads, "I am weak, I am sick, I am afraid," then the builder, faithful and exact, constructs weakness, fashions sickness, reinforces fear. The subconscious is not cruel. It is obedient. It builds according to the plan you provide. But if the blueprint is rewritten, if you place upon that glowing table a plan inscribed with words of strength, health, peace, then the builder shifts at once. He raises pillars of vitality. He lays bricks of resilience. He chisels windows that let in the light of joy. And slowly, night after night, your inner cathedral rises. Every word you speak is a chisel. Every feeling you allow is a stone. Every thought you impress is a beam of wood placed carefully into the structure of your life. Joseph Murphy said it clearly. The subconscious is the builder of your body and affairs. Imagine then what happens when you allow worry to be the architect. The structure grows crooked, the walls lean, the foundation cracks. But when faith becomes the architect, the lines straighten the roof, arches high, the windows open to the light. Let me tell you a story. A man once suffered with a heart condition. Doctors gave him medicine, and he took it faithfully. But at night, when the world grew quiet, another medicine was prescribed from within. Each evening, as he drifted toward sleep, he whispered gently, "My heart is strong. My heart is calm. My heart beats with the rhythm of life." He did not argue with appearances. He did not beg or plead. He simply placed the blueprint upon the table of his subconscious. Night after night, the silent builder read the words, absorbed the decree, and began construction. New cells formed stronger than the old. Tension dissolved. Circulation eased. Months later, when he returned for examination, His heart had grown stronger, steadier. The blueprint had become a cathedral of flesh. This is not magic, it is law. The subconscious does not choose. It does not weigh options. It does not ask if you really mean it. It accepts whatever impression you give it. It is the most loyal servant in the universe, and it will follow you, whether you whisper commands of despair or decrees of glory. So ask yourself, what blueprints am I handing my inner builder? Are they filled with cracks of fear or arches of faith? Pause now and picture a cathedral rising within you. Its stones are luminous, its windows tall and radiant, its dome vast and filled with starlight. See the builder working silently, tirelessly, night after night. He looks not to the outer world, but only to the blueprint you provide. Every affirmation you repeat is a line drawn on the plan. I am whole. I am guided. I am strong. The builder reads it. The builder builds it. The body obeys. The circumstances align. Even your outer affairs, your work, your relationships, your opportunities are constructed in this same hidden workshop. Whisper to yourself before sleep, I am favored. I am supplied. Doors open for me, and the subconscious begins laying roads, moving unseen forces, arranging meetings, drawing into your path the resources that match the blueprint. Remember, the subconscious never argues. It never says, "This is too much to ask." It never replies, but the facts say otherwise. It receives your decree and begins its faithful work. Tonight, when you lie down to sleep, imagine placing a scroll upon that glowing table. On the scroll, write only what you wish to see, only what you wish to become. Whisper it once, twice, 3 times. This is who I am. This is who I shall be. This is who I already am within. And then rest, for the builder has begun. The chisels are moving. The walls are rising. The cathedral of your tomorrow is being built even as you dream. There comes a moment each night when the world begins to dissolve. The chatter of the day grows faint. The body grows heavy. The eyes surrender to their closing. It is the moment between wakefulness and sleep, the twilight bridge, the golden threshold. This is no ordinary moment. It is the most powerful moment of your entire day. Here the gates of the subconscious swing open. Here the guards of reason step aside. Here the conscious mind, which argues and doubts and fears, slowly sinks into silence. And the subconscious, vast, fertile waiting, stands open like a field under the moonlight, ready to receive the seed. Imagine you are standing in a cathedral at night. The great doors are closed. The candles flicker faintly. Shadows sway on stone walls. Then, slowly, the doors begin to part. A golden light streams in, soft but radiant, illuminating the vast interior. You feel the hush, the reverence, the infinite stillness. This is the gateway of sleep, and you are standing at its threshold. Most people stumble across this threshold unaware. They drag their fears into it. They carry their regrets, their unfinished arguments, their anxieties about tomorrow. And the subconscious, loyal servant that it is, receives these shadows as commands. It waters them. It nourishes them. It makes them real. But tonight, you are no longer unaware. Tonight, you pause at the golden gate. Tonight, you choose. As your body relaxes, as your breath slows, you whisper the words of your decree. You see them as golden letters rising before you. You feel them sink into the soil of your being. I am at peace. I am guided. I am whole. I am free. And the subconscious listens. It takes the decree like a seed pressed into the earth. It does not argue. It does not delay. It accepts. And as you drift into sleep, it begins its silent work. Picture it in the cathedral of your inner world. The golden gate swings wide. Inside, invisible hands begin moving. The blueprint on the glowing table glows brighter. Seeds are pressed into soil that has never known refusal. You need not strive. You need not struggle. In this twilight state, your effort is not required. Only your choice. Only your word. Only your image. This is why Joseph Murphy called it the golden moment. Because in the edge of sleep, you are closer to your creative power than at any other time. The subconscious is impressionable, open, pliable. It does not question, it absorbs. And what it absorbs in these sacred minutes, it multiplies. Say to yourself gently, as though cradling a child. My life is blessed. My body is renewed. My path is unfolding in light. Say it once, twice, 3 times, and let it drift down with you into the silence of slumber. Your last thought becomes the seed of your dawn. Your last image becomes the sketch of your tomorrow. Your last feeling becomes the perfume of your day to come. Do not waste this sacred gateway with thorns. Do not litter it with shadows. Place only roses here. Place only light. Place only what you wish to see bloom in the garden of your life. So tonight, as your body lies down, as the golden doors begin to open, step gently through with peace on your lips and vision in your heart. For as you sleep, the infinite waters your seed. As you rest, the subconscious obeys your decree. And when morning comes, you will walk in the harvest of what you planted at the gate. This is the golden sleep gateway. This is the doorway of transformation. And now we come to the promise. You have seen the seed in your hand. You have seen the book of biology rewritten by spirit. You have seen the silent builder working with your blueprint. You have walked to the golden gate of sleep, and you have stood at its threshold. But this is only the beginning. For what unfolds from here is a journey, a sacred practice that will carry you night after night into deeper freedom, greater healing, richer abundance. A ritual not of struggle, not of striving, but of whispering, of seeing, of thanking. Simple acts, yet acts so powerful, they can turn the course of your destiny. Imagine you are walking down a long corridor of light. On either side, walls shimmer like crystal. Ahead of you are 3 radiant doors, each glowing with a different hue. The first door shines with the soft white of a whisper. The second with the rich blue of vision. The third with the golden glow of gratitude. These 3 doors are the keys to your transformation. They will open to you one by one as you practice the nightly ritual. The first is the door of the whisper. Here you learn the secret of words spoken gently at the edge of sleep. Not shouted, not demanded, not filled with anxiety, just whispered. For the subconscious responds not to force, but to feeling. a single phrase spoken with calm certainty. I am whole. I am free. I am guided can echo through the depths of your being like a decree carved in stone. The second door is the door of vision. Here you learn to see with the eyes of the mind, not the eyes of fear, which imagine disaster, but the eyes of faith, which behold the desired outcome as though it were already real. At the edge of sleep, images are seeds. When you see yourself radiant, healthy, abundant loved, the subconscious accepts this picture as fact and begins to arrange your life accordingly. The third door is the door of gratitude. Gratitude seals the seed. Gratitude is the gentle rain that nourishes what you have planted. When you whisper thanks as though your desire were already fulfilled, you bypass doubt. You tell the subconscious it is already done, and the subconscious, ever faithful, obeys. Whisper, visualize, thank. 3 doors, 3 steps, 3 eternal keys. This is the roadmap of your transformation. Think of what will happen when you repeat this ritual night after night. The seeds will grow deeper. The roots will take hold. The subconscious, like soil faithfully watered, will begin to yield harvests that astonish you. Habits will shift. Health will strengthen. Opportunities will appear. Relationships will heal. Because the subconscious cannot resist the law, what you sow, you reap. And when doubts arise, remember this. The harvest may not appear in a day, but it is certain. For no seed planted in the fertile field of the subconscious is ever lost. With persistence, with repetition, with faith, it will grow. Picture again that traveler walking the corridor of light. At the first door, they whisper. At the second, they see. At the third, they give thanks. With each door, the corridor brightens until at the end, the traveler emerges into the dawn. A river of golden light flows before them. The night is past, the morning is alive, and their life is transformed. This is the promise waiting for you. This is the journey we will walk together in the nights to come. So tonight, as you prepare for rest, know this: you are standing at the beginning of a new path. You are stepping into a sacred practice that has the power to re-script your destiny. and every night that follows will carry you deeper into this truth. Stay with me on this journey. For what you are about to discover in Part 2 and Part 3 is not only instruction, but immersion. You will learn how to whisper with power, how to see with clarity, how to thank with certainty. You will learn the secret of forgiveness, which clears the soil of thorns. You will learn how to speak to your body as though it were your beloved child. You will learn how to live as one who plants only golden seeds. The promise is real. The transformation is certain. The practice is simple. Whisper, visualize, thank, and your life will be remade. So pause now, breathe deeply, and take this final thought with you into sleep. Tonight, I step into the promise of transformation. My subconscious is my garden. My words are my seeds. My gratitude is the rain. And tomorrow, I shall awaken to the first blossoms of my new life. Stay with me through this journey. Subscribe so you never miss the words that will carry you into tomorrow night's blessing. You are lying here, the body surrendering tonight, the mind floating in the quiet space before dreams. And now you are invited to discover the simplest, most powerful practice of all the whisper. Not a loud declaration, not a shouted command, but the softest of breaths. Words spoken gently, as though carried by feathers drifting onto still water. These whispers seem to vanish the moment they touch the surface, yet ripples spread outward, silent, unstoppable, into the depths of the subconscious. There was once a woman, restless and weary, who had battled insomnia for years. She tried every method, every remedy, but her nights remained long and heavy. Then, one evening, instead of wrestling with the problem, she whispered again and again, "I sleep deeply and peacefully. I sleep deeply and peacefully." Her conscious mind doubted her surface. Thoughts resisted, but she did not argue. She did not plead. She simply whispered. Night after night, her whispers sank deeper until one evening, like a switch turned quietly in the dark, her body obeyed. She drifted into sleep, and sleep became her friend again. Your wood is law to the subconscious, not your loud, anxious speech, not your reasoning arguments, but the quiet decree that slips beneath the gate of resistance. When you whisper to yourself, especially in the moments before sleep, you bypass the critical guard of the mind and impress the infinite within you. Whisper softly, "I am calm and whole." Whisper, "Every cell of my body listens to me." Whisper, "Peace flows through me now." Do you feel it? The way the whisper carries no effort, no strain, only quiet authority. The conscious mind does not protest a whisper. It does not rise up to argue. The whisper is subtle, like a secret, and the subconscious takes it in without battle. It accepts, like fertile soil accepts the falling seed. Imagine your words as feathers drifting through the air, touching the water of your soul. They disappear beneath the surface, but the ripples spread through your body, through your organs, through your bloodstream, into the rhythm of your heart. You may not notice the change in a moment or even a night, but the subconscious is faithful. It listens, it records, it obeys. Every master of the mind has known this secret speak with quiet authority, and the inner world fulfills. This is not prayer in the sense of begging, of asking some distant power to intervene. This is command in the sense of law. Your law, your subconscious, like a perfect servant, does not argue, does not reason. It simply obeys. So tonight, as you drift between wake and sleep, whisper softly. Choose one decree, present, tense, simple, and strong. I am healed. I am at peace. I am guided. Whisper it again and again until the rhythm itself carries you downward. Whisper it as though the whole universe is listening through your breath. Whisper it as though your word is already fulfilled. For indeed, your word is law. And as you whisper, the law is set in motion. Now the whisper becomes image, thought clothed in vision. Imagination is the workshop of your subconscious, and what you imagine with feeling becomes the reality you live. Tonight, you will pair the spoken word with the inner light. Close your eyes in the quiet of night and see a lantern glowing within your chest. At first, it is small, a golden flame flickering gently at the heart. But as you breathe slowly, the flame expands, glowing brighter, until it fills the whole chest cavity with radiance. This is your life light. This is the healing current of infinite intelligence flowing through you. Whisper, I am calm and whole. And as you whisper, see the golden light sweep upward into your throat, dissolving every knot, clearing every shadow. Whisper, every cell of my body listens to me. And as you whisper, see the light travel into your bloodstream, coursing through your veins, like rivers of liquid gold. Every vessel shines. Every organ glows. Every nerve is touched by this light. Now imagine the light moving downward into your stomach, your liver, your kidneys, your intestines. Shadows dissolve. Heaviness lifts. Every function is bathed in golden harmony. You do not command in fear. You command with the calm authority of one who knows the law. Whisper and see. Whisper and feel. Whisper and watch the light expand. See it filling your legs, flowing into your knees, your ankles, your feet. Imagine every step tomorrow glowing with new energy. See it flowing upward into your shoulders, arms, and hands. Imagine your hands glowing with health, ready to create, ready to bless. Finally, let the golden lantern expand through the neck into your mind. See every thought bathed in radiance, every doubt dissolved like mist before the sun. The darkness cannot resist light. The subconscious cannot resist vivid imagery. Whatever picture you impress with emotion becomes the reality it creates. If you see health, health must appear. If you see peace, peace must grow. If you see love, love must bloom. Let the light expand beyond your body, now forming a sphere of golden radiance around you, like a cocoon of harmony. Rest in this glow. Whisper your decree once more. I am calm and whole. I am guided. I am safe. See it. Feel it. Know it. Your imagination, paired with whisper and feeling, becomes a living decree. Tonight, you have planted the seed, watered it with light, and left it to grow in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Now the law must be sealed, and the seal is gratitude. Without gratitude, the seed is left exposed. With gratitude, The seed is covered, pressed into soil, protected, watered, secured. Gratitude is not begging. Gratitude is not hoping. Gratitude is knowing. It is the quiet certainty that says it is done. Imagine a parchment freshly written with golden ink declaring your decree. At the bottom, a wax seal is pressed firm and final, leaving no doubt that the message is complete. So it is with gratitude. When you whisper, you command. When you visualize, you impress. But when you give thanks, you seal. Whisper, "Thank you, it is done." Whisper, "Thank you, I am healed." Whisper, "Thank you, I am guided." Feel the joy rise as though the result is already before you. Let gratitude move through your chest like music swelling with quiet triumph. This is the final act of faith, for no one thanks for what has not already come. Gratitude is proof that you believe, proof that you accept, proof that the law is already fulfilled. Doubt is the voice that asks, "But what if it doesn't work?" Gratitude is the heart that answers, "It has worked already." Thank you. Imagine the seed you planted tonight being watered by a gentle rain of light. Gratitude is that rain. Imagine the soil covering it, holding it in warmth. Gratitude is that covering. Imagine a gardener walking away from the field, certain that harvest will come. Gratitude is that certainty. Tonight, seal your word with gratitude. Whisper it softly, as though the universe is leaning in to listen. Whisper, "Thank you. It is done." And then let go. Rest in peace, for the law is faithful. The subconscious has received its instruction. The soil has accepted the seed, and gratitude has sealed it for fulfillment. But before each new planting, the soil must be cleared. You cannot sow seeds of light in poisoned ground. Resentment, anger, bitterness. These are weeds that choke the harvest. Forgiveness is the cleansing, the pulling of weeds, the washing of soil, until it is pure again. There was a man who carried anger for years. Every night he whispered prayers, but nothing grew. Then one evening he learned the law of forgiveness. He whispered instead, "I release you. I am free. I forgive, and I am forgiven." At first, his voice trembled. The pain resisted, but night after night, he whispered, until one day he felt chains fall from his heart. Peace returned. Health followed. The harvest grew again. Forgiveness is not for the other. It is for you. To hold resentment is to drink poison and expect another to suffer. To forgive is to clear the water, to cleanse the ground, to prepare the field. Imagine pulling weeds from the rich soil of your inner garden. Each weed you remove is an old grudge, an old wound. See them pulled up by the roots and cast away. Imagine dirty water flowing through your heart. Then picture yourself lifting heavy stones from the stream bed, and suddenly the water runs clear, sparkling pure. Tonight, forgive. Whisper softly, I release you. I release the past. I am free. Whisper, I forgive, and I am forgiven. Whisper, peace is mine now. As the weeds are cleared, the soil becomes fertile again. Now your seeds will take root. Now your whispers will grow. Now the subconscious, unburdened, will obey in fullness. Forgiveness is the spiritual solvent. To forgive is to command healing. Tonight, let it cleanse you. Tonight, let it free you. Tonight, let it prepare you for harvest. Your body is not a stranger to you. It is not an accident, nor a bundle of mechanical parts. It is the visible form of your subconscious mind. Every cell listens. Every organ waits for instruction. Your body is the perfect servant of the greater intelligence within you, and tonight you are invited to speak to it directly. Imagine a king in his palace, surrounded by loyal subjects. They do not question. They do not doubt. They live to obey his word. Your organs, your cells, your bloodstream. These are your loyal subjects. They hear your decree and they obey. Whisper, my heart beats in harmony. And in the silence of night, feel your heart respond steady, calm, glowing with rhythm. Whisper, my lungs are filled with life, and imagine your breath deepening, expanding, nourishing every corner of your being. Whisper, my blood flows freely, and see rivers of light carrying strength and renewal through every vessel. Your body is alive with intelligence. Not a single cell works in isolation. Millions of cells communicate, respond, adapt, heal, restore, all by the higher law. and yet above them, all your word is command. You can speak, and they will obey. Imagine yourself as a gardener tending a great tree. You kneel to the roots, whispering love. You place your hand on the trunk, speaking strength. You touch the leaves, affirming life. And the tree responds. So it is with you. When you name your body, when you speak directly, you remind the subconscious of its blueprint of perfection. There was once a man weakened by illness, and every night he named his body. He would whisper, "My stomach digests in peace. My nerves are calm. My eyes see clearly." Day after day he spoke, and slowly, quietly, surely, his body listened. Health returned as the organs obeyed the decree. Tonight, speak to your body, not as an enemy, not as a stranger, but as a faithful servant, a friend, a garden. Whisper to your cells. You are strong. You are whole. You serve me well. Whisper to your organs. You work in perfect order. Whisper to your blood. You flow with life, for your body is your subconscious mind made visible. Speak with authority, and it will respond. Now you are ready for practice. The law is not theory alone. It must be lived. Tonight, you will choose a phrase, a seed to plant in the fertile soil of your mind. Health. Whisper. Every cell in my body vibrates with life. Whisper, I am renewed from within. Whisper, strength rises in me now. Imagine an emerald seed glowing with green light planted in the soil of your heart. This is the seed of health. Love. Whisper, I radiate love, and love returns to me. Whisper, I am worthy of love. Whisper, love surrounds me and flows through me. Imagine a rose-colored seed glowing with warmth planted in the soil of your soul. This is the seed of love. Wealth. Whisper, opportunities flow to me in perfect order. Whisper, I prosper in all I do. Whisper, abundance is mine now. Imagine a golden seed glowing with light planted in the soil of your mind. This is the seed of wealth. Each seed is powerful. Each seed will grow. But tonight, you must choose only one. For the soil of the subconscious thrives on focus. Plant one seed. Tonight, water it with whisper, light it with visualization, seal it with gratitude. Clear the weeds with forgiveness. And tomorrow, you will plant again. This is not ritual for one night only. This is rhythm cycle practice. As surely as the farmer sows each day, so you sow nightly. And the subconscious, faithful and obedient, will bring forth your harvest. So tonight, write your phrase. Choose health, love, or wealth. Whisper it until it lives in you. Whisper it until it grows roots. Whisper it until it blossoms. Write your phrase for tonight below. There was once a woman whose life seemed broken. Her health faltered. Her heart was lonely. Her finances thin as dry soil. She felt herself drowning in despair, certain that nothing would change. But then she heard the law. She heard that the subconscious does not argue, it obeys. She heard that whispered words, imagined visions, and gratitude could shape her destiny. And so she began. Night after night, she whispered. At first, her words felt weak, uncertain, hollow. But she persisted. For health, she whispered, every cell in my body vibrates with life. She saw the golden light sweep through her veins. For love, she whispered, I radiate love, and love returns to me. She saw her heart glowing like a lantern. For wealth, she whispered, opportunities flow to me in perfect order. She imagined doors opening, rivers of gold flowing. Day after day, she sealed her practice with gratitude. Thank you. It is done. Day after day, she forgave. I release you. I am free. Weeks passed, then months, and slowly her world shifted. Her health strengthened. Her body, once tired, grew vital again. Love appeared not by chasing, not by desperation, but by quiet magnetism. Wealth came not as sudden fortune, but as opportunities. New work, new doors. Her life became a field of golden blossoms. She had sown faithfully, and harvest had come. So it will be with you. The law is not broken. The subconscious is faithful. If you sow nightly, whispering your decree, visualizing the light sealing with gratitude, clearing with forgiveness, then your harvest will come. It must come. It cannot be otherwise. And now, the journey turns to commitment. You have learned the whisper, the vision, the seal, the cleansing, the naming, the practice. but the law works by repetition. The subconscious responds not to occasional words, but to rhythm persistence, nightly sowing. Tonight, you are invited into the 7-night challenge. For 7 nights, choose one seed each evening. Whisper it as you drift to sleep. Visualize it clothed in light. Seal it with gratitude. Forgive before you rest. And in the morning, repeat your phrase once more before the day begins. 7 nights. 7 steps carved in stone, glowing upward. Each step brighter than the one before. Each step carrying you higher into peace, health, love, and abundance. Whisper, visualize, thank. Whisper, visualize, thank. Whisper, visualize, thank. The harvest does not come to the careless. It comes to the faithful. But faith is not effort, not strain. It is quiet, repetition, gentle trust, steady sowing. So tonight, you take the challenge. You step onto the 7 stairs. You sow your seed, and you whisper, "It is done." Stay with this nightly ritual. Subscribe so the seeds continue to grow with you. Remain in the rhythm, for the harvest is sure. And in the comments, type asterisk, asterisk, I sow tonight, dot, asterisk, asterisk. The law is faithful. The soil is ready. The harvest will be yours. The first breath of morning carries with it the memory of the night before. You awaken not as a blank slate, but as a living garden where seeds were sown in silence, in whispers, in faith. The sun rises, and with its light, your inner garden is watered. The first thought of the morning is like the first drop of dew on a tender seedling. It nourishes, it affirms, it strengthens the silent work that has been happening in the unseen. Last night you planted, you spoke, you imagined, you surrendered to sleep with words of power flowing into your subconscious soil. And now the morning greets you, asking gently, will you water those seeds? Will you remember what you planted? As in the night, so in the morning. What you affirm when your eyes first open, when your breath greets the cool air of dawn carries a weight tenfold. For the subconscious does not sleep. It has been working through the night. And your morning thought, your morning whisper, is like the hand of a gardener, removing weeds, sprinkling water, and tending carefully to what you have chosen to grow. Picture this clearly. In the quiet garden of your mind, a small sprout pushes through the soil. It is delicate, yet determined. This sprout is the image of your desire. Perhaps it is health, perhaps abundance, perhaps love, perhaps calm, peace. Whatever you planted last night now rises to greet the sun. It needs your care. With one gentle thought, yes, this is real. Yes, this is mine. Yes, it grows you. Pour golden light into it. You sit upright. You breathe deeply. You whisper again the same affirmation that entered your subconscious in sleep. Whisper it softly, like a prayer. Whisper it firmly, like a decree. Whisper it with the rhythm of your breath, so that your body, your cells, your entire being feels it. Echo. In this moment, you are aligning the night's dream with the day's action. You are saying to the soil of your mind, grow this, expand this, multiply this. Now imagine the sunlight itself as thought made visible. Rays of gold filter through your window. They touch your skin, and as they do, they remind you that light itself is food for growth. Your thought is light. Your morning word is food for the seed. Every affirmation is a watering. Every visualization is a strengthening root. Every moment of remembrance is a layer of soil protecting what must rise. It is not enough to sow only at night. A gardener does not plant once and walk away. Each morning is the continuation of the sacred work. Each morning you remember, I am the caretaker of my inner garden. I am the one who waters with thought, nourishes with feeling, and protects with repetition. Repeat to yourself, I awaken to light. I water my good seed. I rise with faith. Say it once, say it twice. Say it until you feel the rhythm in your chest. These are not empty words. They are law in motion, law impressed upon your deeper self. The subconscious yields to repetition, and every morning, whisper engraves the truth more firmly. As you continue this morning ritual, notice how your day bends to the first thought. If you awaken in gratitude, the day offers you more to be grateful for. If you awaken with calm assurance, the day reflects calm order. If you awaken with expectancy of good opportunities, open where before you saw none. This is not chance. It is the precise working of law. For Murphy taught, the first 5 minutes of the morning shape the entire day, because the subconscious takes direction instantly and manifests accordingly. Now let your imagination show you a simple scene. A small seed in the soil. Through the night, unseen, roots spread. At dawn, the surface breaks. A tender stem rises. With each morning whisper, the stem grows taller, stronger, greener. With each morning visualization, leaves appear. With each repetition, blossoms form. And soon, fruit ripens. This is your life. This is your harvest. So when you wake, remember, do not rush into the noise of the world. Do not let the first impression of the day come from outer chaos. Instead, pause, breathe. Recall your night affirmation. Whisper it once more. Visualize again the picture of your desire. Feel it as though it is now. In that pause, you water the seed. In that pause, you command the soil. In that pause, you align yourself with the eternal law. As in the night, so in the morning. Repetition accelerates manifestation. Today you carry your seedling within you. Today you water it again and again, not with anxious effort, but with calm assurance. Today you know that the morning light shines not only upon the world, but upon the garden of your subconscious, where everything you planted is already alive. There is a bridge where science and spirit meet, and you walk upon it every time you think. Your thoughts are not vague wisps floating in emptiness. They are signals, instructions, patterns. Science has discovered that the very code of your body, your DNA, is not fixed like stone. It listens. It responds. It changes in harmony with the impressions it receives. Joseph Murphy taught that your subconscious accepts the idea impressed upon it and brings it into form. Modern science now echoes this truth with the study of epigenetics, showing that your environment, your emotions, your thoughts can switch genes on or off, like light switches. The blueprint of life is not locked. It is like a piano waiting to be played. Imagine now a strand of DNA glowing like a staircase of light spiraling through your cells. Each rung is a key, each twist is a note, and your mind is the musician. With every thought, you strike a chord. With every affirmation, you play a melody. With every visualization, you compose a new symphony of health, vitality, and expression. See it clearly. Your DNA is not a rigid command, but a living instrument. Billions of notes, endless possibilities. The hands of light are your thoughts, and they play the score of your destiny. If you play discord, the body feels discord. If you play harmony, the body glows with balance and strength. Murphy declared, "Your mind commands your biology," and science now confirms, "It belief changes chemistry. Expectancy alters outcome. Love and peace repair the very strands of your being." Consider the placebo effect. A pill of sugar, taken with belief, heals wounds, eases pain, cures illness, not because of the pill, but because the mind commanded the body to shift. This is no accident. This is proof that thought overrides biology. The subconscious accepting belief as fact translates it into changes within cells, blood, and organs. Now picture yourself sitting quietly at dawn. You close your eyes. You breathe deeply. You whisper, "Every cell in my body listens to me. Every cell in my body responds to my good word." As you repeat this, the glowing DNA within you begins to shimmer, brighter, stronger, more vibrant. The melody you play is one of harmony. You feel calm, whole free. And the instrument of your being plays this truth into form. The power is not in the future, it is here. Every thought is a hand upon the keys. Every word is a note struck. Every feeling is a vibration resonating through the entire orchestra of your body. You are the composer, not the audience. You direct, you declare, you decide. So let this truth sink deep. You are more than your biology. You are the master of your instrument. You are the musician of your DNA. Your word shapes your blood. Your vision alters your cells. Your belief tunes the strings of life itself. And notice how the imagery joins the science. A piano waiting to be played, keys stretching infinitely, The fingers are yours. The score is unwritten until you choose. When you play with fear, the music falters. When you play with doubt, the notes scatter. But when you play with love, faith, and expectancy, the melody is strong, clear healing, and beautiful. Repeat with me now. My mind directs my body. My thoughts shape my cells. My word commands my biology. Say it slowly. Let each phrase strike deep. Feel the resonance in your chest. These are not just affirmations. They are instructions delivered directly to the living code of your being. When Murphy spoke of the subconscious as the builder, he spoke a truth now reflected in every study of the mind-body connection. Stress alters hormones, but peace restores them. Fear weakens immunity, but joy strengthens it. Anger disturbs rhythm, but forgiveness aligns it. Science measures these changes, but spirit explains them. The subconscious accepts the idea you impress, and your body follows suit. So every morning and every night, remember, you hold the instrument of your life. Do not let outer noise play it for you. Do not let fear pound upon the keys. Take your place at the bench of your being. Whisper the melody of health, abundance, peace, and love. Play it with rhythm, with repetition, with conviction. And soon, the song becomes your life. For Murphy's law of mind and the science of biology converge upon one truth. Your thought is power. Your mind commands your biology, and your word writes the music of your destiny. There is a secret known to every sculptor, every musician, every gardener, every soul who has ever shaped something. Lasting repetition. A single action may seem small. A single whisper may seem weak. But when repeated, when pressed again and again upon the same surface, the world bends, the stone carves, the seed blossoms, the rhythm becomes unshakable. Think of a single drop of water falling on a rock. One drop leaves no mark. 10 drops pass unnoticed. But as the drops fall unceasingly, hour after hour, day after day, the stone begins to change. A groove forms, a hollow deepens, and the hardest surface yields to the gentlest persistence. Your subconscious is that stone, and your thoughts are the drops. One affirmation may pass without trace, but spoken again and again, morning and night. It carves deep channels. It engraves lasting impressions, and soon it becomes the very shape of your reality. Murphy declared, "The subconscious yields to repeated impressions. This is law. Just as the rhythm of a drum beat echoes in the body, just as waves shape the shore, so your words repeated with faith mold the invisible into form." Imagine now the rhythm of a drum. One strike echoes, then fades. Another strike follows, and then another. Soon there is a pulse, a beat, a cadence that fills the air. Your subconscious is like the earth itself, listening to the rhythm you choose. If you strike with doubt, you teach it doubt. If you strike with fear, you teach it fear. But if you strike with faith, with love, with expectancy, that rhythm echoes until your entire being vibrates in harmony with it. Close your eyes for a moment and see the waves of the sea. A single wave kisses the shore and withdraws. Another follows. Another. At first, it seems like nothing changes. But watch longer, and you will see cliffs shaped beaches, formed rocks smoothed into sand. The waves do not hurry. They repeat. And repetition creates transformation. Now apply this to your inner practice. Each night, you sow your affirmation. Each morning, you water it again. Each time you pause in the day, you whisper it softly. This is the steady drip, the endless wave, the unbroken beat. Do not concern yourself with instant results. Concern yourself with rhythm, with constancy, with faith in the unseen process. Repeat after me, now letting the rhythm take hold. I persist. I repeat. I impress. Feel the echo of these words, not once but 3 times, not quickly but slowly with breath. Each time you say them, the groove deepens. Each time you affirm the seed roots more strongly. Each time you visualize the image burns brighter. Murphy compared the subconscious to fertile soil, but soil does not yield harvest after one watering. The farmer returns day after day, tending the field, repeating the act of care. And in time, the harvest comes, not as a surprise, but as a certainty born of repetition. So it is with your desires. They may not bloom overnight, but repetition guarantees growth. The subconscious does not resist, it receives. But it requires your persistence, your steady hand, your unwavering word. Now imagine yourself as the sculptor. Before you stands a great block of marble unformed. In your hand is the chisel of affirmation. Each repetition strikes the stone. At first, the block seems unchanged, but you strike again and again and again. Slowly form emerges. A line here, a curve there. The image takes shape. What was once unseen becomes visible. And when others marvel at the sculpture, they will call it sudden. But you will know it was repetition that made it so. Repeat with me now, allowing the rhythm to build. Drop by drop, I carve my life. Wave by wave, I shape my shore. Word by word, I form my world. Say these aloud or within until you feel them settle. These are not idle sayings. They are law in motion. And here is the gift of repetition. It builds momentum. The first steps may feel heavy, but soon rhythm carries you. Just as a pendulum swings further with each arc, just as a song becomes more powerful with each chorus, so your repetition builds energy until it cannot be stopped. What began as effort becomes ease. What began as practice becomes nature. Remember, persistence is not struggle. It is rhythm. It is the steady heartbeat of creation. Your subconscious listens not to scattered words, but to repeated decree. And when the decree is constant, the subconscious has no choice but to obey. So tonight you will plant, tomorrow you will water. The next day you will affirm again. And with each repetition, you carve the groove, you strike the rhythm, you shape the shore. For the law is certain. The subconscious yields to repeated impressions. Life is a garden, and you are its caretaker. Every thought, every word, every image you hold within is a seed. The soil is always ready, always fertile, always receptive. It does not question what you plant. It only nurtures. It does not choose between weeds and flowers. It gives life to whatever you sow. This is why Murphy declared, "Your subconscious is soil. Your words are seeds. You harvest what you plant." Imagine now a wide garden stretching before you. In one corner, blossoms of every color rise toward the sun. Their fragrance fills the air. They are the harvest of words spoken in faith, of affirmations whispered with love, of images held with persistence. And in another corner, you notice thorns. They too grew from seeds of doubt, seeds of anger, seeds of fear that were planted without awareness. The soil does not discriminate. It gives life equally to both. This is the law of mind. The subconscious accepts whatever is sown. If you speak words of lack, you water weeds. If you speak words of abundance, you nourish blossoms. If you dwell on resentment, you cultivate thorns. If you dwell on forgiveness, you harvest peace. Pause and see yourself walking through this inner garden. With each step, you look around. Some areas shine with roses, lilies, fruit trees, heavy with sweetness. Other areas show weeds tangled and wild. But here is the truth. You are not helpless. You are the gardener. You may pull up weeds by replacing thoughts. You may plant new seeds by affirming truth. You may water what you desire and let what you do not desire wither. Now close your eyes and imagine holding a handful of seeds. Each seed glows with light. One is labeled health. Another is peace. Another abundance. Another love. You hold them gently in your palm. You kneel down in the soil of your subconscious. One by one, you press them into the earth with faith. And as you do, you whisper, "This grows. This multiplies. This is mine now." The act of planting is your thought. The act of watering is your repetition. The act of harvesting is your experience. But you cannot harvest what you do not sow. And you cannot sow once and forget. The gardener returns each day to water, to tend, to protect. So you return each morning and each night, whispering again, visualizing again, affirming again. This is how the blossoms appear. See now the cycle clearly. At night you plant. In the morning you water. Through the day you protect. And in time, harvest comes sure and abundant. The soil cannot fail. It can only yield what was placed within it. Repeat after me now. I sow good seed. I water with faith. I reap with joy. Let these words echo like a gardener's chant, steady and calm. Each repetition places another seed. Each repetition strengthens the roots. Each repetition prepares the harvest. Look again at the inner garden. Notice how quickly weeds grow when left unchecked. A single thought of fear, repeated, sprouts into a tangled vine. But also, notice how quickly blossoms appear when cared for. A single affirmation of health, repeated morning and night, bursts into radiant flowers. Which do you choose to cultivate? Which do you choose to water? Murphy taught, "You are the sower of your destiny. No one else can plant for you. No one else can reap for you." But the law guarantees this. Whatever you sow, you shall also reap. Sow love, reap love. Sow peace, reap peace. Sow prosperity, reap prosperity. Sow forgiveness, reap freedom. The garden obeys the seed, not the sower. Now imagine yourself walking again, but this time with intention. You bend down and pull a weed of doubt from the soil. You feel the roots release. You smile, for you know weeds cannot stand where blossoms are nurtured. Then you place a new seed of faith in the open soil. Cover it with love. Water it with words, and rise, knowing the garden is always under your care. Repeat once more slowly. My mind is a garden. My words are seeds. My harvest is certain. Let this rhythm settle deep. For tonight you plant again. Tomorrow you water again. And soon your garden will overflow with abundance, fragrance, beauty, and peace. For the law is eternal. Your subconscious is soil. Your words are seeds. You harvest what you plant. There is a power hidden in rhythm. The heartbeat, steady and sure, sustains life. The waves repeating endlessly shape the shore. The drumbeat echoing in the distance pulls you into trance. Rhythm is more than sound. It is the language of the subconscious. Murphy taught, rhythm impresses more deeply than scattered thought. When you give your word a beat, when you let your affirmations fall like footsteps, like waves, like a drum, the subconscious listens more intently, more completely, more willingly. Close your eyes and hear a drum beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The cadence is steady, predictable soothing. Now imagine your affirmations riding upon that rhythm. Short, clear, repetitive, like the ocean touching the shore, like the heart beating within your chest. Say it with me now slowly, with rhythm. Calm, whole, free. Calm, whole, free. Calm, whole, free. Notice how the 3-beat pattern settles into you. It is not scattered. It is not long or complicated. It is pure rhythm, striking deep, sinking into the soil of the subconscious like a steady rain. Try another strong, safe, loved. Strong, safe, loved. Strong, safe, loved. Each word is like a drum. Each repetition is a wave. Each cycle engraves the truth deeper. This is why ancient prayers, chants, and mantras use rhythm. The mind resists complexity, but the subconscious welcomes rhythm. The rhythm bypasses resistance. The rhythm enters as law. Picture now a shoreline at dusk. Waves crash gently, 3 at a time. Over 1, 2, 3. Your affirmations flow with the waves. Your subconscious listens. The message is delivered not once, but endlessly until it becomes your inner song. Repeat again. I rise, I shine, I grow. I rise, I shine, I grow. I rise, I shine, I grow. Feel the rhythm. The subconscious does not ask if it is true. It accepts the repetition as fact. And the more rhythmic, the more certain. Murphy wrote often of the power of suggestion, but suggestion is strongest when it is simple, rhythmic, and repeated. Think of a lullaby. A mother does not speak long sentences to soothe her child. She sings a simple line softly over and over until peace descends. So it is with your subconscious. Speak to it not in complexity, but in rhythm. Here is another rhythm to plant tonight. Peace, order, success. Peace, order, success. Peace, order, success. You do not need hundreds of affirmations. You need rhythm. You need simplicity. You need persistence. The law of mind is not impressed by cluttered thought, but by clear rhythm. Now imagine your words glowing as you say them. With each repetition, the glowing words enter your chest, your heart, your mind. They sink into the soil of your subconscious like drops of rain. Not one drop, but many. Not one repetition, but endless. Until the soil is saturated, until the seed swells, until the sprout breaks forth. Say with me now, healthy, radiant, strong. Healthy, radiant, strong. Healthy, radiant, strong. This is rhythm. This is law. This is impression made permanent. Murphy taught that the subconscious responds to clear emotional images. Rhythm creates clarity. Rhythm stirs emotion. Rhythm turns words into living images. And soon, the subconscious accepts the chant as truth, and the body, the circumstances, the life rearranges itself to match. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, you may choose one simple rhythm. Do not choose too many. Choose one, repeat it, and let it echo through you until you drift into rest. For the rhythm will continue in the subconscious. The drumbeat will not stop. The waves will not cease. The chant will grow roots while you sleep. Repeat once more, slowly, letting it settle. Loved, guided, blessed. Loved, guided, blessed. Loved, guided, blessed. This is your power. This is your rhythm. This is your chant. And the subconscious, listening like fertile soil to gentle rain, accepts, obeys, and manifests. For the law is sure. Rhythm impresses more deeply than scattered thought. There is a mystery in the act of writing. To think is one level. To speak is another. But to take pen in hand, to let ink flow, to watch words appear on a page that is thought crystallized, thought made visible, thought impressed upon both mind and matter. Murphy taught, writing is thought crystallized, a direct impress on the subconscious. Imagine yourself sitting quietly at night. The world grows still. A candle glows beside you. In your hand is a pen. Before you lies a simple journal, blank and waiting. You breathe. You close your eyes, and then you begin. Slowly, carefully, you write. I am calm. I am whole. I am free. As the words take shape, they glow. The letters shine with a soft radiance. And as you watch them, you feel the truth entering not only the page, but your mind, your body, your very soul. Writing is more than ink on paper. It is a contract. It is a decree made visible. It is your conscious mind speaking to your subconscious in a language of permanence. For thoughts may drift, words spoken may vanish, but written words remain. They fix themselves in form, and the subconscious, seeing them, reading them, recording them, accepts with deeper certainty. Picture now that each letter you write is a seed pressed into luminous soil. The pen is your hand placing seeds, row upon row. The page becomes a garden. And each night as you write, you plant again. Each morning, you may look back and see how your seeds multiply. Murphy encouraged repetition, and writing is repetition made physical. When you write the same affirmation 3 times, 10 times, 20 times, you are not simply repeating, you are engraving. You are chiseling truth into the stone of your subconscious, and the deeper you engrave, the faster the law responds. Try this exercise now in your imagination. See yourself writing slowly, deliberately. The words flow like light. I am guided. I am prosperous. I am strong. You write it once, twice, 3 times. With each repetition, the words sink deeper. The letters seem to shimmer on the page. And then, in your inner vision, you watch as the words lift themselves from the paper and sink into your chest, glowing as they become part of you. This is why journaling is sacred. It is not busy work. It is law in action. It is you impressing the subconscious with deliberate clarity. Now hear these words and repeat them in thought. I write my destiny. I seal my truth. I impress with power. Let them echo. Let them settle. Writing is also remembering. When you write, you call back the seed of last night's thought. You water it again. You remind yourself what you are cultivating. The page becomes a mirror, showing you the seeds you've chosen. And as you continue, the mirror becomes a harvest showing you what is soon to be made real. Imagine that tonight you take your journal and write a single phrase 20 times, I am abundant. Each line glows brighter than the one before. Each line sinks deeper than the one before. By the 20th repetition, you feel it in your bones. It no longer feels like hope. It feels like fact. And that is when the subconscious accepts it fully. That is when manifestation quickens. Murphy taught that the subconscious accepts the dominant idea. Writing is a way to make your chosen idea dominant. For while stray thoughts may come and go, your hand returns to the same truth line after line until no stray thought can overpower it. So tonight you will write. You will write as a gardener planting. You will write as a sculptor chiseling. You will write as a musician repeating rhythm. And you will write as a master impressing law. Repeat with me now. What I write, I believe. What I write, I become. What I write, I live. Say it again until you feel the truth vibrate. This is the gift of the pen, the power of the page, the law of written thought. Now I invite you into a practice of community. Write in the comments, these words I will write tonight, and then complete the sentence with your chosen affirmation. Let your written word here be a seed planted in shared soil, nurtured by the belief of many. For when you write, you impress your subconscious. And when you write publicly, you magnify the seed with the faith of others. So take your pen, take your journal, take your moment tonight. Write slowly, write with rhythm, write with faith, for the law is certain. Writing is thought crystallized, a direct impress on the subconscious. Now comes the moment of declaration. Not whispering, not hoping, not asking, declaring. For you are more than circumstance, more than biology, more than past impressions. You are the voice of law within yourself, the living decree, the command that the subconscious must obey. Murphy proclaimed, "You are not subject to circumstance. You command with inner law. Stand with me now in imagination. You rise to the peak of a mountain. The dawn stretches before you. The sky glows with colors of fire and gold. The air is pure crisp, filled with possibility. You lift your arms, and from within, light radiates. It is not borrowed. It is not given. It is your own. A fountain of inner power shines outward, touching the world. And you speak, not in question, but in command. I am more than biology. I am more than history. I am more than circumstance. Say it slowly. Say it with the full breath of your being. These are not hopes. These are decrees. Now look within and see your DNA glowing. The strands spiral like a staircase of light, and hear your own voice declaring, "My word is law to my body. My word is law to my mind. My word is law to my destiny." The glowing strands obey. They shift. They align. They listen. For your subconscious does not argue. It does not resist. It accepts the decree spoken with conviction. Say with me, now I command health. I command peace. I command abundance. Each phrase is a strike of lightning illuminating the sky. Each phrase echoes down into your subconscious like thunder rolling through valleys. This is not mere affirmation. It is declaration. Imagine yourself now standing on that mountain peak, a radiant soul clothed in light. You look at the horizon and know nothing outside controls you. No outer force dictates you. The law of mind is universal, and you are its voice. What you decree inwardly must take shape outwardly. Repeat once more, I am more than biology. My word is law. My subconscious obeys. Feel the authority in those words. They are not borrowed from another. They are not read from a book. They rise from within you, from the eternal source, from the same law that moves the stars and brings forth harvest. Murphy taught that the spoken word declares destiny. When you say, I am, you invoke the power of the infinite. You call forth what you claim. You do not beg. You do not plead. You declare. And the subconscious, like fertile soil, brings it forth. Now let your imagination show you a grand scene. The sun rises higher. The golden light pours down upon you. The mountain peak glows. The world listens in silence as you speak your decree. I am guided. I am blessed. I am unstoppable. Each phrase builds. Each phrase crowns you. Each phrase seals your identity. Let this be your final declaration. Tonight, I am more than body. I am more than thought. I am divine decree, made flesh. Breathe deeply as you let this truth settle. This is the crown of your journey. This is the seal upon the 3 parts of your practice. You are not weak. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are master of your inner law, and what you declare must come to pass. So when you awaken tomorrow, remember, do not fall into routine without awareness. Rise with this declaration, burning within. I am more than biology. My word is law. My subconscious obeys. Whisper it. Write it. Repeat it. Declare it. For repetition makes it root, and declaration makes it grow. See yourself once more upon the peak. The horizon stretches infinitely. The light shines endlessly. Your voice resounds, echoing through valleys, carried on winds, written upon stars. The universe listens, and your subconscious, faithful and fertile, obeys. For the law is eternal. You are not subject to circumstance. You command with inner law. The journey now comes to its gentle close. You have walked through the night of sowing the morning, of watering the rhythm of repetition, the garden of seeds, the writing of decrees, and the final declaration of identity. And now, with the cycle complete, a blessing rests upon you. See the stars above you, soft and patient, fading slowly as dawn approaches. The sky shifts from indigo to gold. The horizon opens to an infinite field, a golden meadow stretching endlessly. This is your harvest field. This is the promise of your seeds. As you walk upon it, the blossoms bend gently, bowing in recognition of the sower you have become. Murphy wrote, "The law of mind is universal. What you practice alone magnifies together." And so now you stand not only as an individual, but as part of a great company of sowers, those who whisper affirmations at night, those who water seeds at dawn, those who repeat rhythmically, those who write faithfully. Together, your gardens merge into a vast field, and the collective harvest multiplies. I speak this blessing over you. May your nights be peaceful. May your mornings be radiant. May your days be fruitful. Let these words wrap around you like a mantle of light. For you are not alone. As you affirm others, affirm with you. As you plant others, plant with you. As you harvest others, harvest beside you. The power of shared belief magnifies manifestation, just as a single candle flame grows into a blaze when joined with many. Now pause and imagine this a great circle of listeners all over the world, standing in their own gardens. Each holds a glowing seed. Each whispers a word of power. And as they release the seed into the soil, the stars above shine brighter, as though heaven itself blesses the act. You are part of this circle. Your word joins theirs. Your faith joins theirs. Your harvest joins theirs. Repeat with me softly. We sow together. We grow together. We reap together. Let the rhythm carry you. This is no longer just your practice. It is a collective rhythm, a shared decree, a universal chant that binds you to countless others walking the same path of mind and spirit. And now the promise of tomorrow awaits. For in the nights to come, you will explore deeper mysteries. One of these is speaking directly to your DNA, commanding it with love, instructing it with faith, guiding it with light. Just as you have learned to whisper to your subconscious, so too will you learn to whisper to your very cells, to the code of life itself. The journey does not end, it expands. But tonight, let it be enough to rest in the blessing. Let it be enough to know your seed is planted, your soil is fertile, your garden is growing. The harvest is certain. The law cannot fail. The subconscious obeys. And you, the sower, have done your sacred work. So I speak a final benediction. Peace to your mind, light to your body, abundance to your path. May you rest tonight in calm assurance. May you awaken tomorrow in radiant expectancy. May every step you take be watered by faith and guided by unseen hands of grace. And now, as this cycle closes, I invite you to seal your participation with one final act. Type in the comments your closing affirmation for tonight. Just one sentence, a whisper in written form, a seed sown into shared soil. Write these words, one sentence for tonight, and then complete it with your chosen phrase. It may be, I am whole, or I am loved, or I prosper now. Whatever it is, let it be simple. Let it be rhythmic. Let it be true. For when you share it here, you plant not only in your own soil, but in the collective field of this community of sowers. And as you do, I bless you. Stay with this circle. Stay with this rhythm. Stay with this community of nightly sowers. Subscribe so you never miss the next blessing. Like and share. So the circle widens, so the garden expands, so more voices join in the rhythm of truth. For tonight we sow, tomorrow we water, in time we reap, together, always together. The stars bow, the dawn rises, the field glows, and your heart rests in certainty. The harvest is sure.